Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, Latina Plants. My name is Jackie. Today we have a pretty fun video to do today. I have been tagged by Rachel from Mixin' Plants and Crafts, as well as Jen from Plant Hooker, I believe her channel is called. And I've been tagged to do this Wild Fern tag video for the end of the year. So let's go ahead and start with the 10 questions. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, click on that bell to get notified every time I upload a video. Now let's go ahead and do the 10 questions. Also, if you want to join in and you're a planty creator as well, go ahead and join in. I will tag a couple people that I have in mind at the end of the video. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the 10 questions. So the first one is, what is a plant that you crossed off your wish list this year? So there are a few plants that I crossed off the wish list this year, but there's one that stands out, I feel like, above all of my Hoyas, that is. The Hoya that I crossed off this year that I was actually able to get in October. You guys have seen this here if you're not new to my channel. It's the Hoya verticillata Silver Heart, and she's doing beautifully. And I potted her up in this 3-inch self-watering pot, and she has tons of roots there on the wick as well and in her little pot, and she has lots of new growth. So it looks like she has quite a few leaves that are going to be coming through, and she also has 2 growth points. And so this one I was really happy to be able to add to my collection. She's super silvery, and I hope that she continues to be this silver in my collection. And her leaves are pretty firm and really large. She might benefit from a little bit more lighting, but she just sits on my IKEA shelves, Vista shelves, under Barina T5 lights. Another plant that I was able to cross off my list this year is this Alocasia mint, dragon scale mint. She's gorgeous. I picked this up in a shop with me that I did with my friend Dunmari at Bountiful Gardens, and I shared it with you guys. I don't think I shared the repot of her, but I did repot her into this 4-inch self-watering or wicking pot. And as you can see, she has found the reservoir and her roots look really happy and healthy. She also has a new growth point there, so she's doing really well, and all her leaves seem to be staying. I think she may have lost maybe 1 leaf since I've gotten her, an older leaf, but this one here is the newest leaf in my conditions. But this one was also growing and unfurling when I repotted her, so she did end up a little bit dinged up there, but I love the half moon and the variegation. Both sides actually have variegation. I feel like it's like a yin and yang kind of variegation, because this side has dark with a little bit of the lighter variegation, and then this one is the lighter side with the darker splotches on the leaves, and just looks really beautiful to me. And so I definitely wanted to share that one today with you guys. And yeah, I hope she continues to give me the same kind of variegation. That is the Alocasia Dragon Scale Mint. The next plant that I was able to add to my wish list is a begonia, and this one came to me in a planty swap, and I believe this may have been last year. Yeah, I think this one was last year, but I wanted to add this one because this one is one of my favorites, and she's growing really beautifully and large, and I haven't updated you guys on this plant in a while, and so I wanted to share it with you guys. And it's the begonia Sinbad, and I gotta pull back a little bit so you guys can see her in her entirety. She has 2 growth points, and her leaves are looking beautiful. This one looks like it's on its way out. I did actually underwater her, which is why some of these bottom leaves look like they're on their way out, but these other ones are looking great. She's also in bloom and has been blooming for a while now. And again, that is the begonia Sinbad, and she is a cane begonia. And so thank you, Chula. She is growing beautifully and she's so full and tall. As you can see, she does get lighting from the top on this shelf here in my kitchen, and so her leaves kind of point upwards. If I gave her some lighting from the front, her leaves would drape down a little bit better, but I can really see her gorgeous leaves when I'm looking down on my shelves. And so I think we'll keep the lighting that way, but she is gorgeous. And she is in a 4-inch pot. She also has lots of roots and needs to be repotted already. She's a very thirsty one. And her blooms are so cute. Okay, so since this is not a favorites video, we're gonna stop there with showing our wish list plants that I've crossed off this year, because there are many more. But I can always make a separate video to share that with you guys. Make sure you let me know down below in the comments if you're interested in that. I can do an entirely separate video of my favorites or my wish list plants that I crossed off for the year of 2025. So the second question is, what is a genus that you want to get more into in the new year? I really think that I want to do like a pingdom. I want to get more Rex begonias. I want to do like a terrarium for them. And I also want to get more into African violets as well as orchids. Those are all of the plants that I've been, researching and looking into and wanting to dabble into in the year. So yeah, those are the ones that I really want to acquire some more of, as well as Hoyas, of course. Question number 3 is, what is your plant care routine? And I'm looking down because I have the paper here with all the questions in front of me. I don't really have like a strict routine that I stay on, but I do try to look over my plants every morning, depending on if my kids are home or not, or if I slept in, or if I got up early. The timing always depends on that, like my schedule with my kids and everything. But for the most part, I'll get up in the mornings. Typically on a school day, the kids are up around 6 in the morning, and then I go around and check my plants after they head off to school, which is typically around 7:30 is when I go around and check my plants in the morning. And if I have quite a few plants that really need a watering, then I'll go ahead and water them. I also like to make sure that all of my curtains are open and that I have some music playing in the background. If I'm not in a mood for music, sometimes I will put YouTube on my TV or YouTube on my phone and just listen to some YouTube. I watch all different kinds of channels, from home decor kind of channels or cleaning motivation channels, as well as crafting channels and planty channels as well. So those are the varieties of videos that I watch while I do my plant care routines. I also do my treatments during the growing season as well as the off season. I try to do a really good treatment at least twice in those 2 seasons to combat any kind of bugs that you can't see, like flat mites. So that is everything that I do for my plant care routine. Question number 4 is a plant success story from 2025. So I have 2 plant success stories. One is my black pagoda lipstick plant, and I'll grab her for you guys right now. So when I did my plant purge, my huge plant purge of my plants, my personal collection plants, I was going to sell my black pagoda lipstick plant. I was going to purge her, and the person that wanted to see her, I thought she was just going to buy her, but she decided she just wanted to take a look at her. She caught me off guard, and so she asked me to bring it outside. I didn't even think about how cold it was. Literally, when I brought her back inside, she dropped leaf after leaf after leaf after leaf, where she was left with just stems. I thought that she was not going to survive that cold, you guys, that all that cold damage. I thought she was going to die off, but I put her on my Vistro shelves and I put a saucer under her and I just watered her as she dried out, and she's in a hanging basket. I did repot her into my own mix. She has bounced back, as you can see. She's super full, and this plant has beautiful purple backing on the leaves, as you can see there. And she has been blooming a whole lot. These are her blooms here. They're not like anything to die for or anything, but these are her blooms. She has definitely bounced back. In fact, she looks even healthier than she did before her cold damage happened. And so this is why I always say to you guys that the lipstick plant Black Pagoda is very resilient. If you see it at Lowe's or Home Depot and it's not looking too happy, it is a very resilient plant. If you take it home and take really good care of it, give it adequate lighting, because she does love lots of light. Yeah, just give her good soil and everything and she will be happy and rewarding for you guys. So again, that was my lipstick Black Pagoda, and she is growing beautifully. Another plant success story is my Thai constellation. This one is one that I bought from Bros BWH online. I experimented with her and put her in leca. She did not respond well for me. I don't really know what I did wrong in the leca, but I am kind of new to leca, so whatever happened, she lost a bunch of leaves, her roots rotted out and stuff like that, and so I was left with a top cutting, a one leaf top cutting, and she has since given me this leaf here, and she has this really long aerial root. She's in my chunky airless or soilless mix, sorry. She even has roots coming out of the top, and she's in I believe this is the 6-inch wicking pot. And as you can see, her roots have found the reservoir and she's in desperate need of a repot. She is very, very rooted in here. And so I definitely count this as a success story. I was able to save her and continue to grow her. I'm excited to see what her next leaf is going to be like. It looks like that she will be giving me a new leaf soon. I will share that with you guys in a future video as well. So yeah, this is another success story for 2025. The next question is a plant failure for 2025. So this one is a big box store plant that I purchased. It's in the Leaf Joy Proven Winners line. And I picked up one of the plants and I repotted it here with you guys. But I think that I potted her in too much substrate. She didn't have a good ratio from root to substrate. And I overwatered and she quickly rotted out for me. And so I decided to go back to Home Depot, which is where I got her from, and I picked up 2 of them because I really wanted this plant in my collection. I love the leaves on it, and so let me show you the plant now. This is the Hoya enduensis, and she has quite a few vines in here that look, I want to say about 3 vines that look, the leaves look dehydrated, and it might have something to do with the actual plant not being potted in deep enough into the substrate, but she's been doing really well. The rest of the vines are doing really well. She's given me lots of new growth, and I do see some new roots in there, and so it's kind of a fail and a success story at the same time. Besides that, I haven't really lost any plants that have been in my collection for a while. The next question on here is a plant trend prediction for 2026. I don't really follow plant trends or anything like that, but from what I see on YouTube, I think that begonias and Hoyas, anthuriums, as well as alocasias are going to continue to be big in the planty community, especially the variegated kinds. And I'm hoping, I predict, that some of the plant prices are going to continue to go lower, and some of us will be able to get some of those plants in our collection. But I think plants that might start to shine might be the easier to care for plants, like sansevierias, scindapsus, and also lipstick plants. I predict that they are going to be more popular. I think lipstick plants are pretty easy to care for, as well as scindapsus and sansevierias. And I think another plant that is kind of not hyped up enough is the African violet. And so I think we might even see a boom in African violets this year. Those are my planty predictions. I think a lot of people are going to start to venture out on a lot of more easy to care for plants this year. Question number 6. What season do you find the most challenging regarding plant care? I think summer is the most challenging, mainly because you deal with pests, as well as there's a lot of maintenance of repotting, uppotting, maybe more watering of your plants. So there's a lot more maintenance for your plants during the spring and summertime than there is during the fall and winter time. And so I think that summer is the most challenging. Spring and summer is the most challenging season regarding plant care. Question number 8 says, what plant pests do you struggle with the most or fear the most? So since you guys know, I have African violets as well as Hoyas in my collection. Those are the two plant pests that I have, well, the two type of plants that I have issues with getting mites. So I'm not sure if they are broad mites or if they are flat mites, but both of them have gotten mites. I have had to treat them pretty aggressively, and I've talked about that in my channel. I've also have had to take a break and take down my plants as well from PalmStreet before, just to make sure that I treat those plants and make sure that the pests have been eradicated before I sell them to anybody, because I definitely don't want to sell any plants to anyone with any mites. I think the plant pests that I fear the most might be mealies, and maybe because I've never had that plant pest before in my collection. Not that I know of. I've never seen any regular mealies or root mealies in any of my plants. And so, knock on wood, that the collection doesn't ever get that. Plant question number 9 is, what is my top wish list plant for 2026? So I would have to say the pink variegated black alocasia, the alocasia black velvet pink variegated, or albo variegated. That one has been on my top wish list for probably the past 2 years. And sorry, my grow lights just started shutting off, so it got a little darker. So yeah, I think that is my top one for 2026. And the last question, well, I do have a bonus question here from Rachel from Mixin' Plants and Crafts, who tagged me. So we have 2 more questions. What is your favorite plant of 2025? So I have to say, my all-time favorite plant of 2025 is, or of my whole collection, I guess you can say, is my variegated African violet. Why is this my favorite plant? I mean, is it a question why she's my favorite plant? She's got beautiful variegation and coloring on her leaves. And right now, her blooms aren't all the way out yet. She does have some buds that are getting ready to come out, but she's a beautiful pink. I will put a photo here so you guys can see the color of her blooms. She's a beautiful pink bloom, and right now, the variegation kind of looks purpley, but it's really pink. And she's just gorgeous. She's been easy to care for, fast growing, and so rewarding to grow and prop and sell. And so this is my favorite plant of 2025, even though I've had her for a few years now. So the last question here is a bonus question that Rachel added onto here. when she tagged me. And the question is, what is one thing you've learned being a YouTube plant creator this year? What I can say is, being a planty creator, I've learned that you can't please everybody, you know, and to also give myself some grace as well as others. That's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on that bell to get notified every time I upload a video. And I will check you guys out on my next one. I want to also say Happy New Year if you're watching this on New Year's Eve. Hopefully this video can go up for New Year's Eve. And I'll see you guys in 2026. Bye.